My presentation title is International Mobility and Tensions, and actually I cut off my presentation subtitle because I'd like to provide more concrete examples about higher education situation in Japan. This is the contents of my presentation. And to begin with, I would like to show you the school education system of Japan. Maybe you think it's very basic picture, but it's important to think about higher education because it's related to the ratio of go on to the higher education. This area shows Higher Education Institute of Japan. It includes university, direct one, and 2 years junior college for 2 years, and professional training college. And another one is very specific one. This bar is College of Technology. Students of this college students of this college after graduate from lower secondary schools, they go on to these types of college. Then later term of this college is seen as higher education. So these are the simple structure of higher education system of Japan. And the next slide shows the ratio of 18 years. The population of 18 years old students and the ratio of advancement of higher education. Maybe it's presented by Kumi Kitagawa yesterday, but I'll show you more graphically. So, the advancement rate of university was 49.1% in 2009. This graph shows, but the ratio has been increased up to 51.5% in 2015 is the latest number. But the advancement rate of higher education institute as a whole is more high. So this is the advancement rate about university and junior colleges rapidly increased since 1960. And red line shows advancement rate of higher education institute as a whole. So it is 77.6% in 2009 and increased up to 98% in 2015. And we can analyze this graph more. We can analyze this graph because the red line is capacity and second line is advancement rate of higher education institute. Red line shows the capacity of university and junior colleges. So, students who want to go on to university or junior colleges, 92.5% students can go on to the institute. So, there we can see there is we can evaluate this graph, right? There's no room for new universities because the higher education market is limited. Right? So the number of students who go on to university increased, but students go on to junior colleges or special training qualities are decreased. So it's current situation of Japanese higher education in terms of advancement rate. So if Japanese higher education more so if Japanese higher education market expand, policymakers want to expand Japanese higher education market, they gather international students and more by economic growth. The reason of economic growth, Japanese government promote Japanese students to study abroad. This graph shows the trend. So 30 years ago, the student who studied in Japan from other countries below 20,000, but it exceeds 100,000. So next slide shows the ratio of areas international students come from. So Asia is occupies the biggest ratio. And the next one is the map. The area Japanese student studies in overseas countries. And the next slide shows the basic concept of the latest policy of global university project by Japanese government. It promotes Japanese universities more commensurable with other country systems. So there are two types of universities. One of them is top type A, and another type is global type type B. And as top type, 14 universities are opted, and as type B, global type, 24 universities opted. So they can get big amount of budget from Japanese government for 10 years. So this policy was so competitive. As for internationalization of universities in Japan and Asian regions, we have UMAC, kind of university mobility in Asia and the Pacific. Like it is like ECT, maybe European credit transfer systems. It follows the structure to the Asian Pacific regions. But so far, I show you the current trend of Japanese universities' globalization. But here, an issue emerged because Japanese higher education system has been so closed, but now it's open to international societies. So this is a syllabus of a course for initial teacher training. I found this syllabus in 2011, so 5 years ago. But the contents of this course is only reading about article about Mori Arinori in English. Mori Arinori is the famous figure in history of education in Japan because he was the first minister of Ministry of Education and established the Japanese school education system. But this course is provided as methodology of extracurricular activities. So I doubt this course assures the quality of education. But this is not a rare case of Japanese university education, right? So rather, some elite students welcome these classes because these classes satisfy elite students' esteem. But in this situation, the situation is changing. So next slide is the attempt of set up standards for undergraduate education. And one of them is set up by Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology from 2005. In 2005, about medical science field, they set the standard or model for curriculum. And 2006 pharmacy, and last year, 2016, they set up committee for setting up standard for initial teacher training. And another attempts are provided by Science Council of Japan. It's kind of Japanese academy followed Ministry of Education attempt. So in 2014, Science Council of Japan set up a committee and 14 section committees, subcommittees. And by the last year, they set up standard for 25 academic fields, but it's behind the ministry's attempt. So we can find a kind of tension here between the attempts by Ministry of Education and the attempts by Science Council of Education. Maybe there is tension about educational management and academic freedom, I think. So I couldn't show you on the slide, but another attempt is conducted in Japan, influenced by European or OECD's trend, tuning Ahero or tuning curfew. But it's not so effective so far, but it could be more effective in the near future. I have extra slides about international cooperation between universities or internationalization of Japanese universities, but it's not the main slides for my session, so I skipped this one. Yeah, thank you for listening.